All right, the next thing we want to look at is the volume of a right cylinder. We've got the right angle right here. So volume is pi r squared h. The pi r squared comes from the area of the base. The circular base, the area of the circle, is pi r squared times the height of the cylinder. And let's look at an example. All right, so let's sketch in this cylinder and find the volume. Got the circle here with a dimension of 20 across the top with a height of 9. Now, what is the dimension of 20? Is that our radius? That's going to be our diameter. So our radius is actually going to be 10 yards. So then our volume is pi 10 squared times 9. 10 squared is 100 times 9. So we can leave our volume of these in terms of pi. We'd call it 900 pi. Or we could multiply by the pi, and we'd get 2826. And this was cubic yards. All right, the volume of a cone, circle base, with our height is very similar to the volume of a cylinder. So if we put that in our notes right next to each other, it's just 1/3 the volume of a cylinder. Should have done that demonstration in geometry where we could actually pour 3 cones into 1 cylinder and have the same amount of volume. And let's try another example. This time, they didn't trick us and they gave us our radius right away of 7 and our height of 10. So let's get a sketch into our notebook. Volume equals 1/3 pi radius squared times height. So we can call that 163 1/3 pi. Or if we multiply by the pi, it's going to be 512.8, and this one was in meters cubed. It's got the good label. All right, our volume of a sphere. Sphere is one of the best drawings to make, of course. You draw your circle up here, and then you try to draw your circle in the middle. Got your sphere with the radius of r. The volume of our sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Got that in our notes? All right, last thing we have to talk about is surface area of our solids. We did area in 10.4, and then, hello today. So now we're going to do surface area. So it's basically going to be finding the area of all of our sides, adding those up. So all of these solids will have 2 sides that are the same. So this side right here would have a area of width times height times 2. The front one would be length times height times 2. And the top and the bottom would have length times width times 2. So there's our 6 sides. And if we add up those, that'll give us our surface area. And 2 more formulas to get in there. This is the one we just looked at in pen. Here it is written, typed out for us. So the surface area of a rectangular solid, 2LW, 2LH, plus 2WH. That's going to give us the wrapping paper we need to wrap up this box. And then a right circular cylinder, we have our pi r squared, which is the area of this circle. And it's got a top and a bottom, so there's 2 of those. And then 2 pi rh is the surface area for around our cylinder. So there's our 2 area equations. Let's get to practice.